Today we shall be going to study our 3.1 lesson, summary writing. Okay, in summary writing, first of all, let us discuss what summary writing actually means. Okay, in summary writing, you have to summarize the passage. Passage will be given to you, and you have to mend it, repair the passage in your own language. Okay, but you should avoid what do's and don'ts you have to do in summary writing, that we shall be discussing in the second part, guideline for summarizing the passage. But now first let us try to understand what summary writing actually means. Okay, summary writing means summarizing is an important studying skill. Summary writing is a very important study skill. It is a shortened version of the passage. Shortened version means short version. Okay, of the passage. What you have to do, you have to shorten it, and you have to include the main points of the passage. Written in one's own words. It must be written in your own language. Don't give the copy paste as it is. Don't do the paraphrase writing in the summary writing. Most of the time our students, what they are doing, simply they are copying the line, they are changing the order of the line and writing as it is, and finally what happened, they get 0 marks in summary writing. In summary writing you have to give something new, means you have to rectify it, you have to change the writing style of the original passage. You have to write it in your own language. Okay, what you understood, that you to write in a simple language. So here what happened, you have to write in your own words, one's word. A summary also covers the essential points of the original passage. It also covers the essential means main points of the original passage. It presents large chunks. Chunk means large parts of information. Chunk means part of information in short, cohesive sentences. What is the meaning of cohesive? Whenever you are writing the summary, at that time you have to write in a short, you should avoid technical language, you should avoid the technical jargon, use the simple sentence, and cohesive means the linking words, for example and, because, these are the means coordinating conjunction, and or but, they are also joining the two sentences together. And cohesive means cohesive is actually subsequently, consequently, as long as far as. So all these words are the cohesive devices, so that should be avoided. Cohesive sentences. Okay, yeah, it presents a large chunk of information. In original passage we get a large sentence, big sentence, big clauses, and too much information. But whenever you are going to summarize it, at that time you have to write in short and avoid the cohesive sentence. This cohesive sentence the words subsequently, consequently, these are all the words. They are linking words. They are linking one sentence, one clause to the another. So that should be avoided when you are writing the summary, when you are doing it short form, short version. Summarizing is an important study skill, very important study skill. It is a short version. You have to write in the short, including main point, but use the order of the sentence. Do not use plagiarism. Plagiarism is if you are doing the plagiarism, so what happened, the examiners, they know very well what you are doing. Okay, plagiarism is a theft of word, means some other writer, they have written by their own, you are copying and doing the copy paste of other writers, so that is known as the theft of the word, sentence. Okay, that should be avoided. Okay, so most of the students, they are doing the copy paste. Don't do copy paste, otherwise you get 0 marks. You have to give your own quality, you have to give your own expression, what you think about that passage, what knowledge do you get after reading the passage. You should represent in a different form. Don't do the copy paste of the writer's creation. Okay, so this is the definition of summary writing. Chunk of information in sentence. A summary can be used. Now a summary can be used means where it can be used to sum up information, to conclude the information. We are doing the summary writing to conclude the entire information in a short conclusion, to sum up information, to conclude the information, to present information concisely, to state main points without any detailed explanation. In summary writing, what we are doing, we are concluding the entire passage in a short form. We were concluding it in short, concisely. To state main point we are writing, but what we are doing, without any detailed explanation, we are not giving the detail. So what we are doing, we are doing cut short of the additional clauses. Okay, long lengthy clauses should be cut off. So the repetition of the words which are given in the passage should be avoided while writing the summary writing. Okay, then next, to refer to a body of work. Whatever you are writing in summary, so you give the reference to the main body of work. You should be associated with the original passage of the text of the writer. Okay, you should have a link with that original passage. Okay, then next, give example of several points of view on one subject. So there will be a different example. Okay, so the most relevant one you can take and explain it in your own view. So it should be in a short. Don't write for example, one passage the writer has given 2-3 example. So don't write all the 2-3 example in your summary. Take the most relevant one, okay, which is describing the topic sentence, that should be taken into the consideration, and rest all would be avoided. So this thing you should bear in your mind before writing the summary. Okay, so summary can be used, where it can be used to sum up information. First one, to sum up information. Second, to present information concisely. To state main points without any detailed explanation. Don't give detail. Okay, in the original passage you will get detail, but in summary, when you are summarizing the passage, at that time don't give detailed explanation. No need for that. To refer to a body of work. You should be your summary should be related to the body of the work, means original passage. Okay, it should not go out of track. Okay, sometime what happened, you started writing your own passage, you started writing your own summary, but it is not related to the original passage. You should stuck to the original passage. Okay, then give example of several points of view on one subject. Okay, no need to copy all the example. These are the the definition of summarization, how you are going to summarize. Summarizing is an important studying skill. It is a shortened version of the passage, okay, written in one's own word. You have to write in your own language, own words. Summarizing also cover the essential points of the original passage. You can take the you have the right, you can take some original main points of the original passage. It presents a large chunk of the information, but you have to short it, do the short form in a short sentence. Use simple sentence, okay, avoid lengthy clauses and cohesive sentences. So these are the definition of summary writing. And summary can be used for what purpose, that we have highlighted here. Now let us have a glance over the guidelines for summarizing the passage. Guideline, this guideline you have to follow. Okay, this is the concept, and this concept where we can use it for what purpose, that I have explained here. Now this point is very important. You have to bear in your mind, you have to keep it very crystal clear before writing the summary. Okay, summarizing the passage. First, read the passage. Number one, read the passage. If you are not understood, read it again twice and thrice. Okay, then make a note of keywords. Make a note of keywords means what? Take the pencil, okay, and what are the keywords? There you underline it, keywords. Okay, for example, if you are reading the passage, so how you will come to know what the passage is about? Okay, suppose the passage is based on the inventions of science. The discovery of the discovery, it is talking about the discovery in the science. So it might be whatever discovery has taken place. So the writer he will talk about those devices or equipment. Okay, whatever it may be. So you underline that word. Okay, the passage is talking about scientific invention. So those keywords that you have to underline it. Keywords, main points. Some main points of that passage. If any argument is going on, writer is doing any argument, so that argument point you underline it. And topic sentence. And topic sentence means what? The topic means the title is not given in the passage, and in the end you will be asked, Okay, give the suitable title. So the topic sentence if you are getting, so underline that also, because it is going to help you in writing the title at the upside head. Okay, then next try to form a brief outline of the passage. Make the outline, okay, on the rough outline of the passage. Outline where you make. Use the outline to form a summary of the passage. Use this outline to form the summary of the passage. That is going to help you to form the summary of the passage. Use your own language to convey the ideas. You have to use your own language. There is no hard and fast rule. Whatever writer has used, that you are also going to use it. Okay, use simple language, use your own words, use your brain, and give some new. Okay, give the means reproductions of the original passage. You give something new. Okay, novel quality you should give in the summarization. Don't copy as it is. So use the outline. Use your own language to convey the ideas. Use keywords in the summary and give title. Keywords in the summary and give a title. Okay, what is the passage about? After reading till the end, then only you will come to know what is the passage about and what is the title. Okay, the title you should write upside. Then keywords, underline the keywords. Avoid technical language, write in simple language. Avoid. So the writers, whenever they are writing technical language should avoid. Okay, means these cohesive devices, subsequently, frequently, they are writing in the beginning, that is a linking conjunction, and they are writing very lengthy clauses, okay, in the original text. So avoid those things, write in a simple language. You break it, unnecessary phrases and sentence from the passage. Write in simple English language. Okay. Then next, summary must be objective and written in the past participle. In third person pronoun. Third person pronoun. This is the third person pronoun. Summary must be objective. Whatever you are writing, that must explain the object of the original passage, and it is written in the third person pronoun. For example, writer is saying, I went there. If suppose a writer, he went at any means adventure journey, so he's talking about his adventure wherever he went there. So he will use I went to USA. Okay, there whatever adventure he has faced. Okay, in the, for example, what you can say, at the seashore, at the speed boating is a very popular form of the sports. Okay, in the foreign countries. So what adventure he saw or he faced in the ocean, so that he is talking about, then he will say I went there. Okay, he started narrating his experience, so he will use I stand for writer. So when you are writing into the when you are writing a summary, at that time I should be replaced by he. Okay, third person pronoun, so change that I into he. This thing should keep in your mind. Summary must be objective and written in the third person pronoun, always in the third person. Don't use write I as it is. Okay, I who is saying, original writer is saying in the passage, but you as a student, you should write there, because you are narrating it, the writer's experience. So you should use third person pronoun. Okay, third person stands for the writer. Okay, he should come there instead of I. Illustration, examples, quotations can be omitted. Whatever in original passage the writer he's talking, giving the illustration or examples, quotations, so that can be omitted, that you can omit it. Okay, and no need to copy in your summary. Okay, that should be omitted. If it is very relevant, if he has given 2-3 examples, if it is most relevant, then you can take only one. No need to copy all, but generally what you have to do, you should avoid all these things, otherwise your summary will become very large. Then next, replace long phrases with single words and use participle clauses instead of full clauses. Long phrases should be written into a single words and use participle clauses. Means what? Simple past tense or simple present tense, participle clause, ed or en form. Main verb should come into ed form or en form. that participle clauses instead of full clauses. Don't write full clauses, lengthy sentence. Avoid, make it in a simple sentence. Use simple past tense. Okay. Then next, follow the original organizations of the passage. Follow the original. In original passage, what the writer he started from which point. From there you come from beginning to the end. Means don't start from middle. Okay. Or you should start it from the last, then from first. Okay. So you should follow the sequence. Whatever ideas he has given the writer, you should come from the sentence number 1. From there you should start edit the passage. Original organization of the passage. Compare the summary with the original passage. Whatever summary you are writing, you should compare with the main passage. Your summary, what you have written, and what the writer he has given the text, that should be tally, compared. You should compare it. For accuracy, if any errors will come, then you will come to know. But what happened, mostly the student, what they are doing, simply they are writing and they are running very quickly. Okay, but because they have to they are running behind another passage so that they could finish their paper on time. So nobody is looking back. But if you will give 2 minutes or at least 1 or 2 minutes to tally your summary with the main text, original text, that is going to help you, and then you will come to know what error you have done in your writing. Okay, accuracy will come. Then next, check the draft for spelling mistake, punctuations, grammatical errors. So these things should be checked. Okay, when you will tally with main passage, at that time you should keep into the consideration whether there is any spelling mistake, punctuation, full stop, comma error, grammatical mistake. That should be keep into the consideration while tallying it. Then next, form a fair draft of the summary. So in this way, it comes with the practice. When you will at the home, if you practice it in a rough page, make the outline, then it will become very easy. So by practice you will come to know, you will become master in this topic. It is means without practice you cannot become the master of this topic. So you have to practice it. Directly in the exam if you will go, then you will think what to do. This thing you must know what you are going to do. Okay, so these are the main guidelines how you are going to summarize the passage. Before summarization, you should keep all these points in your mind before writing the summary. Okay, summary is a short version of the main passage. Okay, whatever original text will be given to you, that should be written in the short, in your own language. Okay, and in this way, today we have discussed what is summary writing, its definition, and a summary can be used, where it can be used in the passage. Okay, in our topic, and it is going to come for 4 marks in the exam. This topic is for 4 marks. 4 marks topic. It is coming for 4 marks in the 4 marks topic. Okay, in the passage it is going to come 4 marks. Okay, so today we have completed our means what is summary writing, and where it can be used, and the guideline for summarizing the passage. We shall be studying our second part of summary writing. So in summary writing, generally there are some do's and don'ts. So yesterday we have discussed the guideline, what does summary writing actually mean, and what you have to do in summary writing. Okay, and what you have not to do in summary writing is that you should not include your own idea. Don't add your own point. Don't give your own example. Okay, be stick to the pattern. And for example, quotation, examples. So all these things should be avoided. So whatever is given in the passage, that you should keep in your mind before drafting the summary. Okay. So this question is for 4 marks, and question will be asked to you, very simple. Read the passage and write its summary. Suggest a suitable title. Title must always come at the top. Suitable title I have written there. Okay, first let us try to understand the passage. What is the passage about? The passage is about that communication is a part of our everyday life. Okay, Communication is the part of our everyday life. We greet one another, smile or frown depending on our moods. Okay, so we human beings, we smile or frown. Okay, it depends on our mood, and communication is a part of all of us. Okay, means human being, they communicate, and birds and animals, they also having their own language, they also communicate. Animals too communicate, much to our surprise, just like us. Interactions among animals can be both verbal and non-verbal. Singing is one way in which animals can interact with one another. So we have seen that there are some types of kinds of birds, they are singing, and some birds, they are giving intimation whenever any danger come in the forest. Take the example of monkey. Whenever any dangers comes in the forest, so they started shouting. Okay, different noise they create. So that is the means that they are communicating, and they are making alert to their all other fellows, who companions. Okay, so in the forest, so this thing is very common. Singing is one way in which animals can interact. By singing, they interact with one another, they attract them to their mates. Male blackbirds often use their melodious song to catch the attention of the females. Male blackbirds, okay, that male birds creates the noise, they create the song so as to attack the female one, okay, in the forest. With the melodious song, catch the attention. These songs are usually rich in notes, variation. These songs are variation encoding various kinds of messages. Songs are also used to warn and keep off other blackbirds from their territory, usually a place where they dwell and reproduce. So in the first paragraph, the writer is talking about the singing of birds. They were singing, they sing a song so as to attack the mate, their mate, okay, female one. Okay, first paragraph is about singing birds. They used to attack their female one, okay, and they create the noise so as to attack the female one. And male blackbirds, they often create they often create this song so as to, they compose this song and they makes a noise so as to attack the female one. So first one. Then second is one, large mammals in the ocean sing too. Large mammal, obviously what? Dolphin, whales, okay, fishes. Large mammals in the ocean and to adventurous sailors. And in this way, the sailors who were crossing the ocean, so for them it is very dangerous. Whales and sharks, sometimes they attack, and they may become the victim of these mammals. Okay, enormous whales groan and grunt whenever any ship comes. At that time, we might have seen the Discovery Channel. What they are doing? They are groaning. They are creating the noise under the water, and they grunt sometime. Why? Because they don't want the human intervention in the ocean. While smaller dolphins and porpoises produce pings, whistles and clicks. These mammals, they create different sounds under the water so as to make the alert to their companions who are living under the water in the ocean. They make a different noise, whistle sound they create, clicks. So these sounds are surprisingly received by other mates. Okay, when they create this sound, at that time what happened? At that time their mates, they become very active, they become alert. So wherever any dangers come, at that time these mammals, they makes their counterparts, their colleagues, alert in the under the ocean, as far as several hundred kilometers away. So their voice is so powerful. 100 kilometers from air, from 100 kilometers away, if they are but they can hear their noise, and they comes to know whether any what type of signal they have given, whether they are facing any dangers or what. In this way they becomes very much alert. So the first paragraph is about singing birds. And second is about mammal, talking about whales, dolphin. Okay, so these two paragraph we have discussed. In the two paragraph, now you have to, what you have to do, you have to do the concisions means what, you have to cut off unnecessary phrases or clauses in this paragraph. Okay, now come to the second part. First, after reading it, we come to know the passage is talking about singing birds and mammal. Give a title at the top. I have written here, singing birds and mammal. So first sentence, what was our first sentence? Communication is a part of everyday life. So make clear, we communicate with one another in different ways. So see the difference. Sentence number one, communication is a part of our everyday life. So what I have done, I have altered it by writing this. I have changed the structure. We communicate with one another in different ways. Okay, alteration, first one. Similarly, likewise, animals also communicate. Animals also, we human beings communicate. Similarly, likewise, these animals also having their language. Okay, they are having their own tone and they also communicate. They sing and interact with others of their kind. They sing and interact with the singing, shouting, making noise. They are having interaction, communication, chatting with their counterparts. Then next, third sentence, just like us, interaction. So how it has changed? Just pay attention here. With others of their kind. Male blackbird use their sweet voice to catch the attention of females. So give the alteration. Here, singing is one way in which animals are interact with one another. So male blackbird often use their melodious song to catch the attention of the females. So it is a very lengthy. So cut short the this clause and make it simple sentence. So that is a substitute of sentence number third. Male blackbird use their sweet voice to catch the attention of females. These songs vary in notes and thus convey different messages. See, important vary means change. In notes, the song also warn other blackbirds off from the area, like birds, sea mammal. So here see cohesive device, like birds, this word, like birds. Sea mammals also sing. Big whales groan and grunt. Dolphin and porpoises make pings, whistle and click. These sounds reach their mates who are kilometers away. So these are the this passage. This is the complete passage. So what I have done, I have cut short the additional phrases and clauses, and main point, key points, key words should come in your summary. So what I have done, I have cut short the additional clauses, and in this way main point what I have done, I have taken from here and I have given the substitute word. Okay, and in this way you have to write it. It is for 4 marks coming in the board exam. So these are known as summary writing. In summary writing, you should not include your own point. Don't write essay, okay, or don't give copy paste as it is. So do some alteration. Whatever example is given by the author, that you should follow. Don't give your own. Otherwise, what will happen? It will give very negative message about you. So in summary writing, you should avoid. Do not include your own point. Okay, and do not exclude the key points which is given by the writer in the passage. These things should be keep in your mind before writing the summary, and summary should be short. Okay, here you have to cut short the additional clauses and phrases, and your title must come at the top. Most of the students, they are writing title at the end, downside. No, title should come in. For example, in movie picture, what we are seeing, title comes first. Okay, then only movie start. Similarly, here in summary writing, your title must be at the top, and then you have to focus on your main point. Okay, and don't give the as it is. Okay, don't give avoid plagiarism. Plagiarism means what? Copy of other means writers work of art. What we are doing only copy of the passage. Okay, so this thing should be avoided by you. So dear student, today we have completed our second part. In second part we have discussed the passage, how we are going to write it in the exam point of view. So these are the summary of this passage. So dear student, if you are having any doubt regarding this topic, then you please give your comment on our comment box section of the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching for this video. Thank you very much.